Morning, sir. Our travel time to Shanghai is 11 hours, 15 minutes.
Told you we should have taken the faster flight.
I think the board prefers you wear a more conventional suit to these company meetings.
You can't outrun your past.
Friday, tell me I didn't just imagine that.
Negative, sir. Sir, incoming!
A little late, don't you think? Friday, suit up, now!
All systems online.
Time for the hero thing.
Sir, hostiles inbound, 10 o'clock.
So much for a hero's welcome.
On your right.
Any idea who we're up against?
You've made your share of enemies, sir. I'll need more time. Above you.
That's how it's done.
Threat neutralized.
Good. I have a plane to catch.
I used to wonder how you did it. Lived in this empire built on pain and suffering.
More than a dozen people are dead after a missile attack involving Stark Industries.
Why'd you stop selling weapons, Tony?
I needed to sleep better.
Start drones incoming on an intercept course.
I told you your old weapons would be the death of you, Stark.
Love what they did with the place. Friday, you get a feeling we're not alone? And you are?
A ghost from your past. In death, victims have power. I speak for them. And we say, don't atone for your sins. Die for them.
Back in the day, buying a Stark weapon meant buying a seat at the high-stakes table.
I'm capturing the moment. As of today, Stark Industries no longer makes or sells weapons of any kind.
Occasionally, our tech wound up in the wrong hands.
Hello, Stark.
Incoming! But nothing like this. So you got a name, or should I just call you Ghost?
Sir, you'd better suit up. There's a world that needs saving.
I can get used to this.
He's passionate. I'll give him that. Nice shot.
I aim to please.
Tony, quit screwing around.
Just building the suspense, Nick.
Iron Man! Here to witness my ascension?
Living laser. It's an all-out assault!
He's working with Ghost.
That's not good.
Welcome to your trial, Stark. The dead find you guilty on all counts. The living won't find you at all.
Tony! The world needs you, Tony. The world needs Iron Man.
The inception of Marvel's Iron Man VR all started with a challenge. And Jae Young, who runs Marvel Games, came back and told me that project is probably going to go to a bigger studio. And I said, hypothetically, what would it take for us to get that project? And he said, well, you have to have the best pitch I've ever seen and a prototype that beats every other prototype we've ever seen.
Time for the hero thing.
3 years ago, when we started prototype flight, the first thing I did was just put some physics thrusters on my palms in VR and see how it felt.
I remember looking over to one of their employees. He was in that prototype for like 30, 45 minutes, just playing it over and over and over again, just flying around in VR, just like Iron Man, right? And I just knew at that point that we had nailed it.
Sir, hostiles inbound, 10 o'clock.
So much for a hero's welcome.
We wanted to satisfy people's expectations from that, and that's not only visuals, that's sound, art direction, it's a combination of all the senses.
The complexity of how the suit animates, basically, and how it breaks apart, how the suit-up sequence happens, how the auxiliary weapons pop out, and that was really important to nail visually, as it's pretty much expected by the fans at this point.
Start drones incoming on an intercept course.
Tony Stark as a character is such a fun sandbox to play in as storytellers. At Camouflaj, we really wanted to make sure that we paired the action with really fun and meaningful story moments. But not only being these characters in a PlayStation game, but in doing it in PlayStation VR, to be completely immersed and to be that character.
And you are?
A ghost from your past.
In a lot of ways, developing this game is really, really difficult, but in a lot of ways, developing Marvel's Iron Man VR is actually quite easy, because whenever we got stuck, we just look back to the source material. We look back to what makes Tony Stark one of the most iconic characters in the whole planet.
Threat neutralized.
Good. I have a plane to catch.
Start drones incoming on an intercept course. Sir, hostiles inbound, 10 o'clock.
Time for the hero thing.
PlayStation